And it was a very nice place to play. Band upstairs, band
Band
downstairs.
downstairs.
Yeah, it was great,
Chicks
man.
everywhere.
And you had to go in there and play because the groups that they were bringing in
With top
were
shelf.
top shelf. They had top shelf equipment.
Everything
I mean,
about Mr.
the
Lucky was
lighting,
good.
it just looked great. So you have to work your butt off in there, man.
And they had a comparable nightclub in Arizona also, so it was really nice. It was almost identical to Mr. Lucky's in Arizona. So they rotated all the good bands that
Right.
went from Texas, swing them through Arizona, and then over here to Denver. And I know all you guys would be up in there really putting on your best. And you'd put on shows too. Some of the bands that you play with, you still do it. I watch
Hey,
you guys still do that stuff.
Back then, not so much these days, but back then you had to work because
And it was what, 5 days a week,
it
wasn't
was
it?
5 days, maybe 6 or 7, depending on
remember
what
that.
club you were in.
Especially if you were a draw.
But you had to work hard, man. I mean, folks here in Denver, Colorado, if they didn't like you, they
You're
didn't
out.
like you. You're out.
That's
And,
it.
and you'd get up there and you'd start off and you'd play 3 or 4 songs and the band's looking at each other, you're smiling, we're getting down, we're kicking it. No applause. Okay? No applause. But the one thing that happened that has stayed with me, man, for my whole life is we were doing a gig at Smitty's one night, and this group, I don't know if you've ever heard of Rance Allen, the Rance Allen group.
I think so. Yeah.
They had come through Denver. They had opened for a concert for someone, and then they came into Smitty's, and it was just Rance on organ, his bass player, and a drummer. And they asked us, "Can we sit in?" And we said, "Yeah, no problem." Smitty's was our club. You're coming onto my home turf. Man, those guys got up there and played. They got up there and played, and the crowd was just hollering for more. They weren't hollering for us. They were hollering for
And they
Rance Allen.
ain't it something that you have some type people that come into town and they elevate your style just by watching them and watching them play. Say, wow.
Hey, Henry,
We're thinking we're sounding all good and stuff, and they come in and make us look like, wait a minute.
you know it. Hey, but I'll tell you the one thing we learned on that. Never, ever again will somebody walk on my stage and kick my butt.
Say
That's it.
No, Jesus.
Never again.
Tunisia, let's just talk about a little bit about Tunisia. That's a show group in itself, too, because you guys come from, all different bands. You've all kind of patched it back together. You come, there's always a change of, you have a change of maybe not the drummer.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about. And I'm sure a lot of people out there listening know what you're talking about. You know what we had to do when we decided to go our own way and get rid of that person? We had to actually rebrand.
And that's it. And that was in the news. I'm not going to dig that up because we can't dig that up because we're up close and personal. I really want to.
Yeah.
And that was in the major newspapers.
Yes, it was.
And so I told Jesse about it, and we kind of rapped about it. But we're bringing it up, but not really.
Well, it's okay that you bring it up
because
ever since that time, we worked hard. We worked hard. You had to get out of the shadow of that band.
And that's it. The name, it's branded. And then if you guys aren't, you look at you, are you guys? And they always say, you guys are. Well, you're not. So you can't.
Usually when someone asks that question, the look on our face is like, who? What? What are you talking about? I know nothing. But Tunisia is a great band. We're blessed that we have a core of people that actually like each other. And you don't find that very often.
It's kind of hard. There's a few groups in town that are still core, but there's like hot, tight groups. Hot Lunch is one of them.
Yeah.
They're hot. They're tight. You got Dot Cero. Hot, tight. They got albums. They're doing it. There's a lot of groups, and that's what's nice. Now you brought some really sharp music in for us to listen to, and Jesse's got it ready to go. He's driving this machine right now. So, what is some of this music that you're doing? Also, you've got some really nice music aside from Tunisia, which is funk, R&B, pop, top, 40 kind of stuff. What do you have here for us?
Well, I'm trying to jump off into a smooth jazz thing. As far as writing music and putting out product, I've been working with my writing partner, a guitar player here in town, Larry King. And we had put out 3 gospel CDs. So after that, we took a break. He wanted to do a little something, and I wanted to do a little something. And I decided to try my hand at smooth jazz. So I picked an old tune, and when I say my writing partner, Larry is the lyricist and the lyric writer, and I usually do the production and the music.
So you're arranging the music and he's doing the writing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And because I'm no good at writing lyrics. I'm just no good. I'll admit it. I'll let
But you're a
everybody know
sweet
that
talker.
now.
You talk to your, you talk to your significant other, and you probably say you're a smooth talker, and you have all that dialogue probably. So you are a good writer.
If my baby is listening,
See?
yes, yes. Hey, it must have done something. I've been married just about 38 years now.
See there, and that's how I was trying to pull that out of you.
Yeah.
And you can say a little shout out to, if they're listening, a little shout out to them. And
my wife Valerie, my beautiful wife Valerie, and hopefully my children are listening. That's Stephen and Ian and Stephanie, and my granddaughter Savannah, my grandson James. Happy family.
See, that's what's nice. You got a quality individual in the house, Mr. Stephen Wilburn. And we've got a song to play. Which one is it that we're going to play?
Have you done Don't Disturb This Groove yet?
Not yet.
Let's do it.
That is my smooth jazz entry.
So, Jesse, introduce it.
Let's do it. You're listening to Don't Disturb This Groove by the one and only Stephen Wilburn. So make sure to turn it up, and we'll be right back with it.
So there you have it, Jesse. Live here in the studio with Stephen Wilburn. Don't disturb that groove. What do you think?
Doing a system classic, man. That's sounding real good. Putting your own feel onto it. It's always good to hear, I like to hear different renditions of songs,
Yeah.
And it sounds great.
But since I like to arrange,
Yeah.
and I'm not a lyric writer, a friend of mine looked at me one day and said, "What do you mean you don't have any music? There's music out there. Just go find one and make it yours." Yeah.
Listen to the smooth feel of that. Jesse, this is sweet stuff.
Kind of got like a Caribbean twang to it.
This is the kind of stuff to get your lady, pull her close, and dance.
Yeah.
Now I like the idea that you've got us hooked up in here so we can double stream it. So we're double streaming to you via video. You're out there watching around the world. Kind of say hi to them, Jesse. You've got to say hi to everybody.
Let's see. A lot of listeners inside the U.S. We got North Carolina tuned in right now. Everywhere in Colorado, Broomfield, Denver, Littleton, Castle Rock. Y'all got to show your support for Mr. Stephen Wilburn, so they're all tuned in right now.
Stephen's been around a long time in the Denver scene doing his thing, so that's why we thought we'd bring him in and just expose the true Denver quality of the Denver artist here in Denver. And that's what Jesse's doing here with me, having a good time with all these quality musicians.
We always have a good time.
Oh,
We
man,
always
and we
have a
got some
great
big
time.
people coming in and some big artists that are going to come on and do some interviews. We're going to announce those here not too far off. In about the next week, I'm talking some big interviews. DJ Jesse's going to host that. He was picked today to host that. He said, "I'm doing it. Shut up." Which is nice. I hope you're enjoying this tune like we're enjoying it. What do you think, Jess?
I think it sounds great. It's one of my all-time favorite songs right here.
Would you dedicate it to somebody?
Oh, absolutely.
Who are you dedicating?
My one and only Miss Gabby Zarate, man.
You-
I got to
Does she
say that.
stream it live or does she go
Well,
out?
she's in class right now, so she can't. She's got her earplug in listening right now.
Does she really?
Yeah.
I listened to yeah. I got this tune and he sent it to me and I played it. You played it on the Bose speakers and you know how it sounds. Of course, we can't turn it up too loud here. We can just stream it. You can hear it in the background.